Previously on these videos, Dolmens in Eastmarch. If you missed that video, there's a link in the description. Check it out first. It has the full description of what we're doing. And up now, Dolmens in the Rift. Let's get into it. Welcome back, men, mer, and beasts. We are taking a look at Dolmens in the Rift. Up first is Stony Basin Dolmen. We're going to cut a little bit of traveling here. There's some enemies, so we're just going to cut past me riding like a mad woman past them. Oh look, there's the Dolmen! This area is of course very reminiscent of the Rift in Skyrim. It hasn't changed a whole lot, so it's kind of fun to explore. We are of course in the second era for this portion of the video, and here is the Dolmen. Now, you can kind of see it looks like the Rift. Oh, there's the worm cult. Photobombing my video, of course. There's a couple of iconic things around here, so let's open up the map. There's the Dolmen. We have Fort Greenwall as a delve instead of an actual fort. Riften's down here. We have Boulderfall Pass. Shorestone, but looks like this player has aggroed these guys, so we're gonna just cut out the battle and take care of that. And there goes the Dolmen. Sorry for the interruption. Moloch likes to rudely interrupt us. We're in the middle of something here. And as soon as that's been fully destroyed, we're gonna pop over to the 4th era and see what we can't find. Welcome back to the 4th era. I have started in Shorestone, and there's Fort Greenwall. Now, the locations are a bit skewed on the maps between ESO and Skyrim. And so we're going to check out two locations, one that's actually the map location, and one that is actually in between the two, Shorestone and Greenwall. It gets a little confusing, but if you see the two maps, you can kind of tell what's going on. There's something, they're not in the right place quite. So we're going to look at two different locations. Both of them have some kind of interesting things, so it should be fun. And here's our first stop. And there's my cat again, one of them. And here is where it is on the map in ESO, this location right here. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, there's rocks. So what? But to me, I think that's kind of cool. In my imagination, those are remnants of Dolmen. Now, if we go over here to the actual location, there's this neat little pool of water that, quite frankly, makes no sense. There's nothing here to create this, except, I guess, rainfall falling into a pond. So, either way, you get something cool to look at. Either you have a pond, or you have, you know, the pile of rocks. So, there's the fort, there's the city, that's what we have. Up next is Smokefrost Peak Dolmen. Whew, mouthful. Try saying that a couple times fast. And this one, we're going to run this way. Again, we're going to cut out a little bit of the traveling. This one's quite far from a way shrine. We are back in Elder Scrolls Online. Those of you who know the area are going to recognize that iconic location, which is kind of fun. So we're going to speed ahead. We're going to follow that road, and then we come to the Dolmen. It just kind of pops up out of nowhere here. There's some mountains, there's some trees, very reminiscent of the Rift, of course, that we're all used to. So we'll take a look here at the terrain, kind of get a good feel for it. I don't know why Molag Bal drops these things in such weird places. I don't know. But here's the map. So it's down here. There's what's now known as Skuld's Retreat. Of course, it's not known as that later. Riften is right here. And then there's some things out this way in Elder Scrolls Online that don't really appear in Skyrim necessarily. So, you know, we'll zoom out so you can see the entire Rift map. You know where it is. And in the 4th era, so I've come over this way. Look at that map. Oh look, it's Golden Glow Estate now! So there's a tower, there's a cave that aren't present in Elder Scrolls Online. But we're gonna run this way, and I'm gonna leave this part in because it's kind of fun to see the bridge. And I mean, it basically looks the same, but it doesn't, so I think it's kind of cool. Look at that. And then we're gonna cut ahead here to getting closer. So we come up over this way, and we find more rocks. And I know somebody out there is watching this, and I can hear you rolling your eyes. Really, Bells, the Moonclaw, it's rocks. But I like to have an imagination and pretend and, you know, joke that these are the remnants of the Dolmens. And they do actually look a little bit different than some of the other rocks in the area, so I don't know. But here's the map, tilting it so you can see it. This is basically where the Dolmen is, give or take a little bit. And see, not all the rocks look the same in the area, so in my mind, I'm going to pretend that that's a Dolmen remnant, you know, just being silly. But anyway, it's kind of fun to come out here and see what it looks like now. And the whole pathways are basically the same in both games, so that's kind of cool too. And lastly, we have Ragged Hills Dolmen. This is my personal favorite in the Rift, not for any reason other than it's very obvious when you see it in the 4th era in Skyrim that this is the location. So we're gonna weave around these saber cats because I don't feel like fighting them. And this one's just a short jaunt from the way shrine, so we'll just sprint over there. And this area is so cool anyway because you come up here and it's like in the middle of this lake. It's just really cool. And there's some high rock faces and then some trees. So the Dolmen's out on that little island, and it's actually, the island's connected to the stuff behind it, but it's just a really cool looking area. So we'll take a look on the map of where we are. It's right there. Over here, you're going to recognize Iverstard and Stroudhearth Barrow, Garriman's Hall, and then some other stuff that doesn't exist in Skyrim, but it's pretty cool. It's very iconic. Everybody comes this way. So let's take a look now in the 4th era. In the 4th era, I have decided to start from Iverstead. It's easiest to get there. Stroudhearth Barrow, Garriman's Hall, there it is. So we're going to start from the town, and we're going to run out there. And as you can see, we are on the border between Eastmarch and the Rift. And we're just going to run out that way. It's a little bit fur, so we're just going to cut it out because, well, it's pretty, but in order to save some time on the video, we're going to come this way. And you may actually start to notice that the landscape already looks very similar. So already we're right here, and I mean, it's kind of hard not to see the similarities. Obviously, there is a tower where there used to be that rock face, and again, I'm wearing the boots of water walking, so I'm just gonna go out there to where the Dolmen would have been, which is now a full-on little island. And again, there's some rocks. Even if those rocks aren't from the Dolmen, this area looks so much like ESO that I love it. It's great. There's even a waterfall over there. Obviously, erosion has taken its toll in approximately 1,000 years, but there's no denying that we're there. This is the location, and it's a beautiful area anyway. So again, we have all the stuff around it. Definitely easy to find. And there you have it. Anchors in the Rift. And everyone, our journey has come to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed joining me, and I want everybody to do this for themselves too. It's a lot of fun. I salute you. If you find anything that you want to share, feel free, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.